Good morning, everybody. I am KANCHAN from SHRISHANKARACHARYAMAHAVIDYALAYA, BHILAI. Today I am going to discuss about environment and its component. Environment and its component are atmosphere, biosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere. Every organism in this earth is surrounded by a lot of things. Say other organisms, plants, water, air, light, land, etc. These surroundings of the organism, all the living and non-living things constitute its environment. Environment is a combination of various physical and biological elements that affect the life of an organism. Components of environment. It has mainly three components: physical, biological and cultural. In physical includes atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere. In biological components, biotic, abiotic factor. Among biotic, producer, consumer, decomposers. And in the third, cultural components include society, economy and politics. Number one is physical components of environment, which include soil, water, air, climate, temperature, light, etc. Physical component of the environment is again divided into three parts: atmosphere, that is gas, hydrosphere, liquid, and lithosphere, solid. As we can see in this slide, the atmosphere have a layer of gases surrounding a planet, other material body of sufficient mass that is held in place by the gravity of the body. The earth has different layers. It is shown in this figure, and these layers of the atmospheres are ionosphere, mesosphere, ozone layer, stratosphere, tropopause and troposphere, and then the earth. The altitude, range, temperature and important chemical species in different layers are: in troposphere, the altitude range is 0 to 20 kilometer, temperature range 15 to 56, and important chemical species are nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor, carbon dioxide, and in stratosphere 20 to 50, altitude range, temperature minus 56 to minus 2, and chemical species is ozone. In the mesosphere, the altitude range is 50 to 85 kilometer, temperature minus 2 to minus 92 degrees centigrade, and the chemical species are oxygen, nitric oxide. And lastly, in the thermosphere, the altitude range is 85 to 500 kilometer, temperature ranges minus 92 to 1200, and the chemical species are oxygen and nitric oxide. Air is a mixture of gases. Atmosphere, every living thing needs air to breathe. We breathe in oxygen present in the air. The layer of air that surrounds the earth is called atmosphere. Atmospheric layer is thick near the ground and gets thinner as we go up. It is difficult to breathe in thinner air, and hence the mountaineer carry oxygen cylinder while climbing high mountain like Everest. Troposphere. It is the lowermost layer of the atmosphere where life is there and weather changes like cloud formation, rain and snowfall, etc. takes place. It extends up to 15 km from the earth. Stratosphere is the layer above troposphere. Generally, planes fly in this region. This region extends up to 35 kilometers from troposphere, and the ozone layer is thinner, less dense as compared to troposphere. Hence, there is oxygen mask facility available in plane for the person who has breathing problem. Mesosphere. Above stratosphere lies mesosphere, where the temperature begins to fall and is very cold as compared to troposphere and stratosphere. The lower layer of the Earth atmosphere is the troposphere. having 70 to 80% of Earth atmosphere. The higher you go up the troposphere, the colder it gets. The air also gets thinner as you travel upward of the troposphere. At the top of the troposphere, there is a place called Tropopause where temperature starts rising again. Stratosphere is the layer in Earth's atmosphere which contains the ozone layer. It is located beneath the mesosphere but on top of the troposphere. As you move up the stratosphere, temperature increases, which is the exact opposite of what happens in the troposphere. Without the stratosphere's ozone layer, harmful radiation from the sun would reach the earth. Mesosphere, as we go higher up the mesosphere, the temperature decreases. The mesosphere starts at about 31 miles above Earth and goes up to 53 miles. At the top of the mesosphere, temperature may go as low as minus 100 degrees centigrade. There are air waves in the mesosphere, and most of the air in the mesosphere is caused by those waves. Thermosphere. The thermosphere is one of the upper layer of the atmosphere. Includes the exosphere and ionosphere. The exosphere is above it and the ionosphere is below. Temperature climbs sharply in the lowest portion of the thermosphere. Temperature in the upper thermosphere can range from about 932 degree Fahrenheit to 3652 degree Fahrenheit or even higher. Even so, you would not feel the heat. Importance of air for the survival of life. Air is a mixture of many gases. Oxygen and nitrogen are the significant components of air that play an important role in the survival of life on Earth. Air is always around us, though we have never seen in but always felt its presence. Air can be felt when the leaves of the trees rustles and clothes hanging on the cloth wire swag. The pages of the book starts fluttering when the fan in the room is switched on. The wind makes the kite fly. During storm, the wind blows with high speed, which can also uproot trees and blow off rooftops. We all need oxygen for respiration. The terrestrial lives directly take oxygen from the atmosphere for breathing. What about the organism living in water or soil? Even they need oxygen in order to remain alive. Air is small concentration is dissolved in water and aquatic organisms take this oxygen. Animals are dependent on plants for oxygen and plants are dependent on animals for carbon dioxide. Hence, plants and animals are interdependent and they maintain a balance between carbon dioxide and oxygen in the atmosphere. Hydrosphere, it includes the surface water and its surrounding interface. Water is the most abundant substance on the Earth's surface. The ocean covers 71% of water of the planet. Glaciers and ice caps cover additional areas. Water is also found in lakes and streams, in soils and underground reservoirs, in the atmosphere and in the bodies of all living organisms. Thus, water in all its forms, ice, liquid water and water vapor is very familiar to us. As shown in this figure, rainwater is also a form of water, solid ice and gas water vapor is also a form of water. And the balance of this water is maintained by this hydrogen cycle. Water on Earth is a unique feature and clearly distinguishes our blue planet from others in the solar system. Not a drop of liquid water can be found anywhere else in the solar system. Earth has just the right mass, the right chemical composition, the right atmosphere, and is the right distance from the sun that permits water to exist mainly as a liquid. Water is the universal solvent and the basis of all life of our planet. The water is a chemical substance with the formula H2O. Water is very important for life because it is vital. The animal or human drinks water because the body needs 75% of water to exercise, for example, walk. Water covers 70% of earth, like two-thirds part of the earth. Water is the most common liquid on Earth. It covers about 71.4% of the Earth. Pure water has no smell, taste or color. Lakes, oceans and rivers are made of water. Rain is water that falls from cloud in the sky. If water gets very cold, below 0 degrees Celsius, it freezes and becomes ice. Frozen rain is hail. Snow is formed from water vapor, not rain. If water gets very hot, above 100 degrees Celsius, it boils and becomes steam. Water is very important for life. Sources of fresh water is surface water. Surface water is the water in a river, lake or freshwater wetland. Surface water is naturally replenished by precipitation and naturally lost through discharge to the ocean, evaporation and subsurface seepage. Groundwater. Subsurface water or groundwater is fresh water located in the pore space of soil and rocks. It is also water that is flowing within aquifers below the water table. Desalination is an artificial process by which saline water is converted to fresh water. Properties of water. Water has number of important properties. Water as universal solvent has high specific capacity, high latent heat of vaporization, low viscosity, high cohesion and hydration, lower density in solid state. The ionization of water takes place. Water cycle has three processes: evaporation, precipitation and runoff. Evaporation from oceans and other water bodies into the air, and transpiration from land, plants and animals into air. Precipitation from water vapor condensing from the air and falling to earth or ocean. A runoff from the land usually reaching the sea. Humans use the water in agriculture for drinking, washing, fire extinction, recreation and industrial applications. In the animal life, the water is essential to life for temperature regulation. The temperature of the animal should be between a specific range. And second, for digestion. Water also serves for the lining of the acid in the stomach. Ways people waste water and how to save it. By dishwasher, by brushing teeth, washing dishes, by saving, by taking more time in bathing and using the toilet and again and using too much of water. Dishwasher can waste so much water if you run it when it is on full. A way to prevent this is to wash your dishes without use of the dishwasher. Do not keep water running while brushing your teeth. Doing the dishes, when you brush your teeth, wet the toothbrush first and turn off the water. When you're taking the shower, do you really need the water running? Turn off water while you shave. Your bath time is no longer fun time. It wastes an unnecessary amount of water. An average shower uses 1 by 5 the amount of water that is needed for a bath. Using a toilet as a garbage can. Do not do this. Throw out everything in a garbage can, even if it is tempting to just throw in the toilet. Some tips to conserve water indoor. Turn off faucet while brushing teeth. Take shorter showers. Fix leaks in faucets, shower head and toilets, and only wash full loads. Lithosphere. It is the outer boundary layer of solid earth and the discontinuity within the mantle. The outer boundary form a complex interface with the atmosphere and hydrosphere and is also the environment in which life has evolved. The inner boundary is adjacent to rock, which basically lithosphere is nothing but a crystal system composed of various layers, that is core, mantle and over crust. Various elements constitute such crystal layer in mixture of different proportions. In general, the earth crust is composed of three major classes of rocks, as classified on the basis of their mode of origin: igneous rock, sedimentary rock and metamorphosed rock. There are two types of crust: continental crust, which is composed of granite rocks in silicon aluminum and with a mean density of 2.8. The other oceanic crust, which is basaltic in composition, consisting of more basic minerals and has a mean density of 3.0. Overall, the average density of Earth is 5.5 gm per cc. Interaction between the crystal system of the lithosphere, atmosphere and biosphere takes place where continental crust is exposed above sea level. At the land-air interface, crystal material becomes exposed to input of solar radiant energy, precipitation and atmospheric gases. These inputs are often modified by or operate through the effect of the living system of the biosphere. Under the influence of these inputs, crustal rocks are broken down by weathering process and are transferred to fine porous crystal layer called soil. Soil is a mixture of mineral, organic matter, gases, liquids and countless organisms that together support life on Earth. For soil, the two main physical properties are color and texture. Color tells us something about the plant nutrients that are found in the soil. Texture, determined by the size of particles in the soil, affects the soil ability to hold water and thereby sustain plant growth. Soil color. The most obvious property when looking at soil is its color. Geologists officially recognize over 170 different soil colors, but the most common color of soils are shades of black, brown, red and gray. Black soil, also known as regular or black cotton soil. Dark gray to black in color. High clay content. Highly moist retentive. Develop cracks in summer. Covers 5.4 lakh square kilometer. Highly suitable for cotton, rich in iron, lime, calcium, magnesium, carbonate and alumina. Red soil, formed due to weathering of old crystalline rocks. More sandy and less clayey. Rich in iron, small amount of humus. Poor in phosphorus, nitrogen and lime. Slightly acidic and do not retain moisture. 3.5 lakh square kilometer area, porous and friable. Brown soil, Latin word meaning brick, formed under high temperature and rainfall with wet and dry spell. Silica is leached due to high rainfall. Remnants of iron and aluminum oxide left behind is known as laterite. Brown to yellowish color, becomes hard when exposed to atmosphere, used as building material. Desert soil contains soluble salts originated by mechanical disintegration and wind deposit. Porous and coarse, 90% sand and 5% clay, rich in nitrates and phosphate, poor in nitrogen and humus, friable, sandy and low moist content, 1.4 lakh square kilometer. Saline and alkaline soil contains salt like sodium, magnesium, calcium. Infertile, unfit for cultivation. Sandy to loamy in texture. Area part of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. Soil texture, however, not color, is the single most important physical property of the soil. Knowing the soil texture alone will provide information about how easily water flows through it, its water holding capacity, and how well plants will grow it. Soil conservation methods are shown in this slide: terracing method, mulching, strip farming, dry farming, crop rotation, etc. Biosphere. The relationship between an organism and its environment is the study of ecology. Living things interact with non-living things in the biosphere. Biotic factors, living components in the biosphere. Biotic means related to life, are living factors, that is plants, animals, fungi, protista, bacteria are all biotic or living factors. Abiotic factors, non-living components in the biosphere. Environmental factors such as habitat, pond, lake, ocean, desert, mountain, or weather such as temperature, cloud cover, rain, snow, hurricanes, etc. are abiotic factors. The biotic components of environment are producer, consumer, and decomposer. This component consists of all living things like plants, animals, and small microorganisms like bacteria. All ecosystems consist of three different types of living organisms: the producer, the consumer, the decomposer. Producers generally green plants and other photosynthetic bacteria. Produces various organic substances with the help of water, soil, and light energy. Consumers depend for their nutrition on the organic food produced by the green plants. All the animals are the consumers. Decomposers bring about the decomposition of dead plants and animals, return various important minerals for the running of the biogeochemical cycle. Examples of decomposers are bacteria and fungi. Cultural environment. It gives an idea of learned behavior traits. Those are clearly shared by members of society. The most important thing about the cultural environment is that it cannot be physically represented, but it is there anyway. The social constituent. The social constituent of environment mainly consists of various groups of population of different living organisms like birds, animals, etc. Man is the most intelligent living organism. Like other living creatures, man builds house, prepares foods and releases waste material to the environment. Man is a social animal as told by Greek philosopher Aristotle. He makes various laws, policies for the proper functioning of the society. The material taken from for this video is taken from these sites as referred here. Thank you.